Jupiter's moon Europa is bleeding rust through its own frozen skin. Not metaphorically. Streaks of reddish-brown, some over 1,000 miles long, run across its ice like open wounds, and NASA's Galileo spacecraft photographed them clearly back in the 1990s. Europa is barely a quarter the size of Earth, wrapped in ice so bright it reflects more sunlight than almost anything else in the solar system. But cut across that white shell are these dark, blood-colored cracks, and for decades nobody could fully explain where the color was coming from. Here's the first shock. Those cracks, called linnae, aren't just surface scars. They're fractures running down through miles of solid ice, and underneath every single one sits something enormous. A global ocean, roughly 60 miles deep, holds twice as much liquid water as every ocean on Earth combined. Europa is a ball of ice floating on top of a hidden sea bigger than our own planets, kept from freezing solid by Jupiter's gravity squeezing and flexing the moon every 85 hours. So why is it bleeding rust? When ocean water pushes up through those cracks and hits the surface, it flash freezes and reacts with sulfur, turning a rusty reddish-brown almost instantly. Every crack is essentially a wound where the ocean is trying to reach daylight. We post 3 of these every day, so if a moon leaking its own insides fascinates you, subscribe to get them all. It gets stranger. In 2013, then again in 2016, Hubble caught something erupting straight out of those cracks, plumes of water vapor shooting over 120 miles into space, higher than the International Space Station orbits Earth. Europa isn't just cracked and bleeding, it's venting. Material from that hidden ocean is escaping directly into space, meaning anything alive down there could theoretically be launching itself past the ice without anyone ever having to drill. But here's the complication that has scientists arguing. Those plumes don't fire on a schedule. Sometimes Hubble sees nothing for years, then catches one erupting exactly when Europa is farthest from Jupiter in its orbit, when tidal stress on the ice is at its weakest, which is the opposite of what anyone predicted. Comment below if you think something down there is choosing when to vent. NASA's Europa Clipper launched in October 2024 and won't arrive until 2030, specifically to catch one in the act. Which means, for now, that bleeding, venting moon is still keeping its biggest secret. Every reddish crack is a sealed letter from an ocean we've never touched, written in a language we're only starting to read. Hit the bell so you don't miss it when Europa Clipper finally gets close enough to answer whether something in that hidden sea is already alive.